I still remember the ping of that text like it happened yesterday. I had just walked into the party, and my phone lit up. "Can't wait to see you tonight, Red Heart." I smiled at first, thinking it was her, my wife, letting me know she was excited too. But the smile froze the second I saw the sender. It was her manager. I should have left right then. But I didn't. I stayed, telling myself I was imagining things. I had been married to her for 7 years. I knew her. Or at least I thought I did. The night started innocently enough: cocktails, polite small talk, laughter echoing off the high ceilings. I watched her from across the room, radiant in that black dress I loved. And then she walked over, her smile a little too bright, a little too practiced. "Hi, love," she said, brushing her fingers over mine. But there was something in her eyes I hadn't seen before. Something fleeting, like guilt or maybe excitement. I ignored it. As the evening wore on, subtle things started to gnaw at me. Her phone never left her side, and she laughed at messages I couldn't see. She made excuses. "It's just work stuff," she'd say. "You'd be bored." But her tone didn't match her words. Then came the moment I'll never forget. Her manager, the one who had texted me earlier, raised a glass to her. "We've got to talk about your performance," he said, and she laughed in that way that made my stomach turn, loud, a little too public, and utterly different from the soft laugh she reserved for me at home. I was confused. My heart was pounding, but I tried to breathe, to rationalize it. Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe she was just nervous in front of him. I wanted to believe that. And then it happened. A comment innocuous to anyone else, but for me a knife to the chest. She turned to her manager and said, "I told him you'd never understand my ambitions. He just wants to hold me back." She looked at me as she said it, eyes sparkling, almost challenging. The room seemed to tilt. I felt every eye on me, every whisper in the air stabbing like glass. I laughed awkwardly, trying to mask the ache in my chest, but I could see it, her smirk, subtle but triumphant. That's when it hit me. She wasn't just teasing. She was humiliating me. In front of everyone. Especially him. The rest of the night passed in a blur. Drinks tasted sour, conversations felt hollow. And I noticed her sneaking away to reply to messages she hid from me. Later, back at home, my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "Thanks for being such a good distraction tonight," face blowing a kiss. I stared at it, heart thudding. I wanted to scream, to throw my phone across the room. But I just sat there, paralyzed. Over the next week, I replayed that night over and over. Every laugh, every glance, every whispered joke between them now felt like proof. I questioned myself first. Was I imagining things? Was I being paranoid? But the small signs kept piling up. Sudden late nights, unexplained texts. A faint scent of someone else's perfume lingering on her scarf. Finally, I couldn't hold it in. I confronted her. My voice shook, though I tried to sound steady. "Who is he?" Her eyes widened, but not in surprise. More like regret. She hesitated, then whispered, "I didn't mean for you to find out this way." It came out in fragments. Late lunches that weren't just lunch, texts that weren't just work-related, stolen moments that weren't innocent. She tried to explain, to justify, but nothing could erase the sting of seeing her triumphant smile that night, knowing she had been testing boundaries, flaunting me in front of someone she wanted to impress. The days after were unbearable. I couldn't look at her without recalling that moment. Every memory tainted by suspicion. Our home, once a place of warmth, became a gallery of half-truths. I realized that love alone couldn't erase humiliation. That forgiveness required honesty I wasn't sure she could give. In the end, I made the hardest decision of my life. I walked away, not in anger but in quiet resolve. I didn't yell, I didn't beg. I simply said, "I can't stay where I'm not respected, not by you, not by anyone else." She cried, tried to explain, but I had already rebuilt my armor. That night, as I left, I felt a strange peace. Heartbroken, yes, but no longer small. The betrayal had shattered me, but it also forced me to see myself clearly. I deserved respect, dignity, and love untainted by games or public humiliation. I still think about her sometimes, about what we had, about the laughter that felt real before it became a weapon. But now I know the lesson. Love without respect is just an illusion, and sometimes letting go is the only way to reclaim yourself.